Okay, great. Okay, so hi everyone. So let's start the class and hopefully you guys got your video and also notes. And how many of you have attempted the quiz? Okay, so let me share my screen and tell you where you guys can go and give it the quiz. Okay, so just hold on. So most of you do not know maybe. Okay, fine. So it's a basic quiz. Okay. I'll try to keep taking quizzes so that you will be on the same page. Okay, so when you go to the portal, okay, learn.nwkings inside your courses. So there you can see a quiz here. Okay, I'll not going to give you answers right now. But when you go to the live class recordings and you can see yesterday, whatever class we have done. So we have added the class link here and we have added the notes here. So whatever handwritten notes I have provided to you. So all these things are in the portal. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, all my handwritten notes are available in your portal, right? Everybody can have access of Learn portal, right? Everyone, I'm sure. And there is a quiz here. Okay, so just 5 questions from the first class, what we did yesterday. Like you can go to the start quiz and start, and this is the quiz. Okay, so the timer is on the top, you can see, right? Also, like you can see how many layers are there in OSI model. Okay, I'm not going to answer right now because I want you to give this quiz. And just click on the answer, whatever you feel like, and just click on save next. Okay, do not submit else. Like you will submit after like you give all the questions. Okay, do not submit on the first question. So what is the drawback of using hub? Choose your answer, whatever answer is this, save next. So when a switch will do unicast. Okay, so when a switch will do unicast, try to understand that like answers and just select one. Okay, so there is another one as an upcoming network engineer. It's good to know a few organizations. So yesterday we discussed about 3 organizations out of these 3 which are related to internet. And I'm sure you know those one. Just select 3, choose 3 and save next. And what kind of network is this? Okay, is it a LAN or it is a WAN? So whatever you feel like, you submit it, and then you will be going to get the like what we call the quiz report. Okay, so this is how you guys can start. Okay, so coming back to the topic, let me share my screen again, my tablet screen actually. Okay, so share. Don't worry if anybody misses the classes till my next 2 3 classes, still they can join these batch. Okay, so because in first or 2 classes we are on the basics only, and you will be able to easily understand the topic from video. Okay. Okay, so my screen is clear, everyone again. Are you able to see my screen? Okay, yeah, Akshay, okay, fine. If you are a student of networking, then fine. Okay, so let's discuss about the technologies, what we are going to learn today. So basically, we are going to learn today OSI model. Okay. So what is the topic for today's OSI model? So what is OSI? OSI stand for open system interconnection. ओके तो वैसे ही मॉडल क्या होता है, ओपन सिस्टम इंटरकनेक्शन. Yeah, I'll start with the career path. Don't worry, Pavan. Okay, so let's focus on little bit of layers. Then I'll discuss this. Yeah, I'll close the chat so that others will not get disturbed and I will receive your messages. Okay, I will only receive your messages. Okay, so open system interconnection and it is developed by, okay, it is made by or developed by ISO. Okay, so this is by ISO. So just hold on. Okay, so ISO is International Organization of Standardization. International Organization for Standardization. Okay, so OSI model is basically, it is called a reference model. Okay, so this model is basically called, it is a reference model. So what does it reference model? So if you are like guys from engineering background, okay, so maybe you heard about some model which is like waterfall model in software engineering, okay, or computer science. Okay, leave it. So basically reference model means for all the protocols like TCP/IP. So these models are actually inspired or referred from OSI model. So we do not use OSI model in the real world. We use in real world what? This TCP/IP. So we use this TCP/IP in the real world, and that's like, but when you understand OSI model, you will be able to understand the entire how the packet flow. Okay, so by just learning OSI model, you are going to understand packet flow. Okay, packet flow is so important because when you go for interviews, okay, people ask you what is the packet flow, how the packet is going and all. So OSI model do not consider this is as a topic. Okay, तो इसको topic मत समझना, इसको packet flow समझना हमने. Okay, so what is this? So we are going to learn not OSI model, we are going to learn packet flow, because this is how you will be going to understand what is the exact like working, okay, how the packets are going. So first you can see, like, let's take a real example. This is your computer and you want to go to cisco.com, okay, or maybe google.com. Okay, so with between this computer and server, we have here internet, right? So we have internet here in between. So how my packet is going from computer and how these layers are doing their work, and when the data goes to the server, how server understand the data. So basically, first of all, you need to understand two technical words. Are you able to like, if don't you like, please don't mind if I give you some technical words, is that okay? Okay, so when you go from top layer to bottom, this is called encapsulation. Okay, when you going from top to bottom, this is going to be called encapsulation. And when you come from bottom layer to, so this is called bottom layer and this is called the top layer. Okay, application is the top layer. Okay, so when you going from top to down, the top to down approach is called encapsulation and down to top approach is called de-encapsulation or decapsulation. Okay, decapsulation. Okay, so what is this encapsulation and de-encapsulation? So every layer is just consider these are like they are the, suppose you are sending a letter and everyone, like all these are, consider these are the of government officials. Suppose you are sending a mail. Okay, so you are sending an email to a server, or you can consider that you are sending some post to cisco.com. So these are the officials who are going to do their work. So everyone has their own responsibilities. Okay. So like, for example, yesterday we discussed in network layer. So all your cables connections comes under wire, cables comes under which layer? Physical layer. Remember yesterday class? Okay. So all your wires. So I'll write down in a short form wires. Okay. Or cables are in physical layer. MAC address is in which layer? Data link layer, MAC address. Okay. That is your local address. Okay. Then we have a network layer which contains IP address. Okay. And there is a transport layer which actually add a TCP information that where you are going, TCP. Okay. Session layer, presentation layer, application layer, all these things are going to tell you exact what is your data. Okay. So all three are going to contain your data. Okay. So let's see from the very top view. अगर हम इसको बहुत ऊपर से देखें तो क्या दिख रहा है हमें? Okay, what we are able to understand that this data is going to get converted into this TCP. Like on the data, okay, what will happen? When the data goes to TCP, the data will add this information called TCP. Correct? Yeah. So when the data goes further, so basically what is happening? From top layer, we are getting data. Okay, तो data के अंदर हम कुछ add करेंगे. We are going to add something here. So we will be going to add inside the data, we are going to add a TCP information. After that, this data goes to another layer. Okay. And this is going to call data plus TCP plus we are going to add here IP address information. Okay. So in these top three layers, so these layers are which layers? Application, presentation, and session. All three data is called a data. So when the data moves to which layer? So this layer is basically transport. So transport system or transport layer is adding some TCP, and this TCP is this TCP. TCP stand for transmission control protocol. Okay, transmission control protocol. And there is one brother of this protocol that is called UDP. So UDP stand for user datagram protocol. Okay. So come back to the point. So I told you like we got this data and then this data goes to this layer. So we add a TCP header. After that, the layer goes to another layer, which is network layer. So this network layer add what information? IP address. Okay. Then the layer forward the data to another layer. And then we are going to have this data here. TCP information, IP address information, and then we add another information which is called MAC address. Clear everyone? So remember one thing what I told you, the every layer is adding something, right? Can you see that? Try to understand that in these three layers, the data is called data. But when we go to transport, it gives a TCP, network gives IP address. Okay, data link gives MAC address. Okay, and then all data convert into digital signals, analog signals. Okay, and convert into signals and go from wires and radio frequencies. Are you able to understand? Yes. Okay. Okay, so it means, so when we are sending data, data is going to transport layer, it adds a TCP header. Okay, network layer where we add IP address information. Then this layer which is called data link layer. So data link add kya kar raha hai? Data link is adding the MAC address, and then all this data is getting converted into what is this 011 001 11011. So there is a subject nowadays, even in the second class, right? Binary or a basic computer. So even a kid can tell you this is a binary language. So what is binary language? Which computer understand, which machine understand? Okay, so computer convert all this data into 0 1 form. Okay, and all these operations, okay, all this operation is actually done by computer itself. So you can say that your computer is working on all 7 layers. Yes, computer हमारा सारी layers पे काम कर रहा है. Computer is working on all layers because we are forwarding data, okay, from all the layers. Okay, so let's understand from now, like little bit in more detail. Okay, so now this is what you need to understand. Okay, so layer 7 is called application layer. Layer 6 is called presentation layer. Layer 5 is called session layer. Layer 4 is called transport layer. Layer 3 is network. Layer 2 is data link. Layer 1 is physical. Okay, so what is this PDU? PDU means the protocol data unit. Okay, so every layer data is known as something that is called protocol data unit. मतलब जो भी लेयर है उसके डेटा को हम क्या बोलते हैं, उसको पीडीयू कहते हैं. ओके, पीडीयू मींस प्रोटोकॉल डेटा यूनिट. व्हाट इज द डेटा ऑन ईच लेयर? सो एप्लीकेशन प्रेजेंटेशन एंड सेशन लेयर हैज द डेटा इज कॉल्ड, say with me, even I can't listen you, data. Okay, data. Okay, data नहीं बोलते वैसे, data. Okay, so data, and when we move this data to further layer, transport is going to convert this into small part. Okay, ये बहुत बड़े डेटा को, big block of data is going to convert into. Okay, so let me write somewhere here. So when we give this data to transport layer work is to divide the data into smaller parts. Like data is here, so we will send this data to segment. Okay, sorry, TCP, and TCP is going to divide this data into maybe multiple segments. So smaller parts ये बड़े पैकेट को छोटे पैकेट्स में डिलीवर कर रहा है. ओके, बिग पैकेट विल डिवाइडेड इनटू स्मॉलर पैकेट्स और चंक्स. सो यू कैन कॉल देम चंक्स आल्सो, और we will in technical word we will call this segment. On every segment we will add a number. Okay, because when you are sending data to server, so you are sending the data into smaller parts, and every packet or every information we have a number. This is called sequence number. Okay, so TCP is actually putting a sequence number. Okay, remember transport layer पे क्या हो रहा है? Transport layer adding a number on every packet because it divide a big data into smaller parts, and we will write a number here like 1 2 3 4, and these parts are called your segments. Okay, so this segments, why segments are important? Because when we are forwarding data to the server, suppose we receive 1 2 and 4, but we have not received 3 during the transfer, right? जब हम transfer कर रहे हैं data, when we are transferring all these 4 segments, but Cisco received only 3, so Cisco can tell you again, can you please send the third packet again, or third segment or packet again? Are you getting my point? So when we lost the data, by looking at sequence number, we will come to know which data we require. Sometimes when your internet is slow, have you seen the website open slowly, one by one, bits and pieces when the internet is slow? Yes? Okay, great. Okay, so coming back to this, so this is why sequence number is important. And this TCP is dividing my data into parts, and these parts are called segments. So इन्हीं parts को हम क्या बोल रहे हैं? We are calling these parts as segment. So what is the PDU? What is the PDU of transport layer? Segment. Okay, so when you are in live session, does not listen to me. Always, when I say segment, you have to at least say, because I can read your lips. Okay, so network, then network is going. So what we add here? Okay, segment add TCP. So transport layer, or we can call this segment as a TCP segment. We can call this TCP segment also. Okay, so some application work on UDP, we can call them UDP segment also. We'll discuss more in detail. Okay, so transport ने बना दिया भाई segment, ठीक है? So data converted into parts, and these parts are called segment. Okay, and remember, all segment will have a number. That number is called, क्या बोलते हैं? Sequence number. Every segment has a number which is called sequence number. Clear, everyone? Yeah. Okay, then data is moving to packet. Okay, so where network layer add information like what? IP address. Okay, so we are going to add IP address. We will not add just one IP address. We will add my computer address and also where I am going. This address is called a source IP address. क्योंकि ये मेरा कंप्यूटर है ना, source IP address, my computer address, because I'm going to cisco.com. So my computer address is called source IP address, and where I am going, that is called a destination address. But I do not know the address here. This is a website. Okay, so website has IP address, right? हर website का एक address IP होता है. Every website has IP address, and that information we have in which server? DNS. Okay, so we need to contact DNS and ask. We will first send a packet to DNS and say, hey DNS, can you give IP address of cisco.com? So DNS is going to give me IP address like 13.1.7.2. So consider this is the Cisco web address. So we will first contact a DNS server, ask for Cisco IP, and then we will store this IP address in this format. We will add here two addresses. One is source address, which is my computer address, PC address, and my destination address will be Cisco website address. Clear, everyone? Little bit. Okay. Okay, good. So it means we just do not add IP address. We add source plus destination address. And if we do not have a destination address, we will contact which technology or which device or which protocol? DNS. Okay, DNS are servers. So now data is going, and this data is called packet. Now data is going to frame. Okay, data is getting converted from packet to frame. So we will add here MAC address. Okay, not just my computer address, source and destination. Source again, source MAC address, my computer MAC address, but destination I don't know, right? I don't know Cisco MAC address. Then what I'll do here? Okay, because my computer is connected to my broadband router, yes or no? Okay, or maybe my company router. So my computer MAC address is my source address, and my destination address is not Cisco address, because because MAC address is which address? Local address or global address? MAC address is local address. So this router is local to me, yes or no? So I will use this router MAC address, maybe double B. Let's call MAC address of router is double B. So sorry. So double B. So this is going to be my source and destination. Okay, source and destination MAC address. Okay, and then I'm going to convert all the data into bits. Like all the data is going to get converted into 010101, right? So what we created here, now if you understand, okay, now if you understand what we discussed here, all these things, what do you see here? Okay. So when the data is with the TCP information, that is called what? Segment. Very good, guys. Segment. Okay. After that, when the data add IP address, that information is called what? Type in the chat. Packet. Very good. Okay. And after that, when we add MAC address, this all information is called frame. Yes, very good. Okay, now frame is converted into 0 and 1s, and these are called bits. Right? 0 and 1 are bits, right? So now segment packet. So can you say that this segment is inside packet? Okay. So if you open a packet, okay. So when you open a frame, what you will get inside the frame? Tell me. So consider this is a big box. Okay. This is a gift wrap. You got a frame. Inside frame, what you will have inside? Obviously, frame is made of all 0 1s. So all 0 1s actually made the frame, right? Right? Frame will convert in 0 1s and all. But before, like what we have inside the frame? Frame के अंदर क्या है हमारे पास? So we have inside frame, we have what? Packet. Inside packet, we have what? Segment. Okay. And in segment, inside segment, what we have? Data. Very good. Okay. So what we are doing here, we are adding information. Yes or no? So data add segment, segment add packet, packet add frame, and then frame get converted into 0 1. Again, the technical word I told you in the beginning. What was that? When all information is, when you are wrapping the box, जब आप gift wrap कर रहे हो, when you are wrapping the gift box, suppose you got the data, okay? So you got the data. Suppose data, you want to send a gift, okay? So you want to send a gift of data. And after that, you add a cover, okay? One more box on that. So that is your what? No, data after that, what? Segment, yes. After that, I again wrap this box. And this is what we call packet. And again, I wrap up this box. Again, this is going to called frame. So when you are gift wrap the box with the data, with segment, with packet, okay, so this whole process is called, so when you are adding information, when you add something, adding information is called encapsulation. Very good. तुम इंटेलिजेंट बहुत हो यार, ढंग से पढ़ाया नहीं किसी ने तुम्हें. Okay, encapsulation. Clear, everyone? Okay. Raise hand if everybody is clear with till now. All good, all good. Naveen is not okay, I think, or maybe I can't see his hand. Okay, any doubts so far, guys? Anyone has a doubt related to this topic? Okay, good. Good. ठीक है. Yeah, Vinash, tell me. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, Vinash, speak.
हाँ सर ये कह रहा हूँ, ये जो मतलब हमने जो लेयर्स है, तो ये डिवाइसेस में होते हैं या फिर ये कुछ मतलब अलग से?
It's a software.
Okay.
It's not a hardware. Computer is hardware. On that, on top of it, like there is a software, Windows operating system, Linux, MacBook, all this software has a TCP/IP stack inside the software. Okay, so we have, let me share my screen again. Okay, so basically a computer, very basic. So a computer, okay, so this is like your computer, okay, or maybe let's call this laptop. Okay, so computer has hardware, right? So all your components like RAM, ROM, okay, or whatever devices we have, HDD, SDD, all these things. Okay, motherboard, all these are components of your computer. Okay, and your computer has also a software, right? So inside software, what we have normally, operating system, okay, OS, operating system, and these OS are like Windows, Linux, like maybe Red Hat Linux or Ubuntu Linux or Mac OS, which is on Apple hardware. Okay. Or maybe in mobile phones, you get Android, iOS, right? So in these operating system, already there is a software inside that, or what we call TCP/IP stack. So already these operating system already inbuilt, इनके अंदर पहले से ही already inbuilt they have TCP/IP stack. But long time back, okay, when you guys born, most of you 95, 96, when the Windows were like Windows 95, or I think maybe more Windows NT. So in these Windows NT, you need to install this TCP/IP stack with a floppy. Okay. So means we need to add a TCP/IP in older operating system, long time, 20 years back. We need to install the TCP/IP stack. But nowadays, all my operating system already have TCP/IP inside that. And all these TCP/IP, all these things, what we are learning, OSI model and TCP, they are nothing. They are called network rules. Yes. Because if we do not follow rules, then my data will not go from one source to destination. Clear now, Avinash? Okay, good. Okay, so after that, so this is what you need to understand. So if I ask you anything, you need to tell me each and everything. Either you have to like take 1 day or 2 day, but you need to learn this chart very well. Okay, so in OSI model, we have 7 layers. So in 3 layers, we call this data. Transport, we call segment. Network, we called packet. Data, we call data link layer is called frame. Physical pe hota hai bits. Okay. And all these 3 layers combined together, because in real world, which model is used? OSI model or TCP/IP stack? TCP/IP stack. So all 3 layers combined together and they are called application. Okay. Transport is called transport. Network is called internet, or still we can call this transport also. Data link is called data link layer, and physical is still physical. Okay, so this is the latest TCP/IP stack. On Google, you will find TCP/IP has 4 layers also, but that is old TCP. Okay, this is a new TCP/IP updated. So when you search on internet or when you read some old books, it is written over like TCP has 4 layers, but that is old TCP. Now TCP has 5 layers, which is updated TCP. Okay. पुराने वाले TCP में, in old TCP, these 2 layers combined together, and these layers, or this is called maybe link layer something. Okay. So these 2 layers combined in 4, but do not learn fourth TCP for like the 4 layer model. Focus on now this TCP/IP 5 layer model. Drone, don't broadcast. Okay. Okay. So coming back to this. Okay. So when we talk about the first layer, now let's start from the beginning again. When you got to know the overview. So I have given you just an overview. Okay. अभी तक हमने सिर्फ overview करा है. अब शुरू होगा OSI model. Okay, so here we start. So in the first layer, what we call application layer. Okay, so what we do in application layer. Okay, so when you go from your computer, so remember the same topology what we discussed there initially. So this is the same example you guys can take. Okay. Okay, so this is the same example I'm taking here. So first layer I told you we have application layer. So in application layer, so what we have in application layer? So when you open a computer, okay, so when you open a web browser and type that I want to go to cisco.com, so in which software you type cisco.com normally? You can type in the chat. Yes. Yeah, Rajiv, I'll take your big data divided in segment for providing session. We'll discuss about Rajiv session layer. Don't worry. Okay, why require data link layer when we have destination IP? So these are rules, R Gupta. So IP address is for global communication and MAC address is for local communication. Remember my first yesterday example. So when we want to send data from locally, we use MAC address. Okay, so we'll discuss. So application में क्या use करते हैं? Web browser, right? So in application, all your web browsers, all your chat softwares, okay, all your any kind of applications, okay, all your mobile apps and all. So all these are basically comes under application layer, where these application layer, basically this is the interface between human and machine. Interface between humans and machine, right? So basically application layer provide the interface between humans and machine, correct? Yes or no? WhatsApp आपको आपके हार्डवेयर से अटैच कर रहा है ना, काइंड ऑफ लाइक यू आर एबल टू कम्युनिकेट विद ईच अदर, ह्यूमंस कैन टॉक टू ईच अदर, बट वाया mobiles, right? So basically application layer provide the interface so that we guys are able to communicate with each other. Okay, interface between humans and machine. Okay, so you can say that all the software which interact one human to another also comes under application layer. Okay, but this is it. So let's talk about all these application layer. So in application layer, like there are a lot of applications what comes under in application. Okay, so all these most important application protocols I'm talking about. Okay, so these are the following application layer protocols we use daily. File transfer protocol. Okay, simple mail transfer protocol. When you send email, which protocol is used? SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol. So when you go to Cisco or Google.com, who provide you IP address? DNS. Okay, so store name and IPs, store name and IP addresses. Okay, so this is the work of DNS. Okay, so DHCP. So when you connect with your Wi-Fi, do you give IP address in your laptop or automatically your computer gets Wi-Fi IP address? When you go to McDonald's or any kind of whatever you like. Okay, so when you go to any airport, railway station, when you connect with Wi-Fi anywhere in your office, in your home, so when you connect to Wi-Fi, automatically your computer gets IP. So this is the work done by this big name DHCP, dynamic host. Host means computer. Okay, dynamic host configuration protocol means automatically क्या करता है, automatically provide IP address, automatically provide IP address. Clear? and there is a FTP used for file transfer. Okay, नाम में ही लिखा है file transfer. We use, like, suppose if I want to send a file in the server, okay, so we will use this file transfer protocol. I'm just giving an example. There are a lot of protocols, okay, which we will discuss throughout the course. And simple mail transfer protocol to send emails. Okay. Yeah, IMAP and POP are also application. See, there are hundreds of protocol. So if we keep discussing the protocol, then the whole syllabus goes in that. Okay. So HTTP, which is used for websites. Okay, but nowadays we do not use HTTP, we use HTTPS. So the full form is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. S means secure. Clear, everyone? Avinish, we are not discussing port number. Yaar. Abhi ruko. Let me see. Who is the teacher? Tell me honestly. Don't guide me how to teach, please. Let me give my experience to you. Okay, I know when I should discuss about the port numbers. Okay. Focus on content. I am sure that you guys are learning something. Maybe you already know few things. Okay, but some few things you are going to learn. Okay. So now coming back to this application may, like in application layer, all your web browser, chat, application, and there are few protocols which are very popular, like FTP, SMTP, HTTPS, DNS, DHCP. So these are the protocols which work under application layer. Okay. अविनाश मजाक कर रहे हैं, डोंट गेट ऑफेंडेड. ओके, इतना चलता है मेरी क्लास में. ठीक है. So here when somebody asks you in interview, when somebody asks you, okay, explain application layer, just say these three things. Okay, nothing fancy. Do not read the bookish language. Just say, like all day-to-day applications like web browser, chat application, they work under application layer, and application provide interface between humans and machine. And there are many protocol which works under application layer: FTP, SMTP, HTTPS, DNS, and DHCP. That's it. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, you can change your answers. Okay, it's not like everyone say like this. Try to add your knowledge also. I'm just giving my point of view how you are going to say in interview. Okay. So after that, data goes to which layer? Data goes to which layer, guys? Here you see there is a layer called presentation, right? So we will send data now to presentation layer. एंड प्रेजेंटेशन का मतलब क्या होता है यहाँ पे इंडिया में? प्रेजेंट करना, राइट? हर जगह वैसे तो वही है. प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर मींस हाउ द कंप्यूटर और हाउ द मशीन इज गोइंग टू present the data, representation of data. What is the one thing what I would say? Representation of the data. So on internet, when you see the content digitally, जब भी आप कोई भी कंटेंट डिजिटल देख रहे हो, whenever you see a content digital, the data is in which format? What do you see normally day to day? So when you go to Instagram, what you see? Image. And also in the Instagram, you also see videos. And on videos, there is a caption also, right? That this is the title of this person, and some like people can put text also, right? Yes or no? Yeah, image, videos, text, and you listen some audio, right? That is which format? Audio format. So all Instagram is giving all 4-5 things, right? Image bhi hai, like there is a profile name. You can just send a message to someone. You can listen to the audio and video. You can see the images also, right? Okay, and all these three things, image, video, text, audio, all these are basically data, and data is in different format. Okay, so image can be in JPEG or in PNG, right? गवर्नमेंट वेबसाइट्स पे किसने ने फोटो अपलोड किया, बहुत टाइम लगता है यार. हरिओम, ब्रॉडकास्ट ना कर. Okay, so JPG, PNG, all these are image formats. Okay. So videos like maybe they are in which format, MP4. Okay. Or what is another format we have? AVI, something, right? Wave is not a format. I think wave is audio format. WAV is a audio format. MP3 is also an audio format. Okay. And text, what we have, like text भी कई format में होता है हमारा, like maybe ASCII something or maybe UTF something. So there are different format of a text also. Okay. So all these things are, this is the responsibility of presentation layer, so that it can tell you what is the format of data and how presentation layer का मतलब क्या है? Presentation layer means representation of the data, or what is the format of data. Okay. And also this layer also do few things, that is, maybe I have written here somewhere. Okay, no. Okay, so this layer is also responsible for few other things. Okay, so that is, just hold on. Actually, I copied it. It's not here. Just hold on. So it's basically responsible for encoding, decoding and all. Let me give a clear picture. So basically this layer is going to do few other things like data compression, like compress the data, or decompress means opposite of that, like taking the data out, compression and decompression. Okay, data ko compress karna. Okay, compression, data compression is like reducing the size of any particular data. Maybe some data is in different formats, so compression. Okay, data compression. Okay, so what is another work of this? Data formatting. Okay, discussed already. So one thing what this layer is doing, format of data, which is called data formatting. Okay, then we have data compression. Okay, then we have data encryption and decryption also. Okay, so data encryption and decryption, opposite of encryption का मतलब data को encrypt करना. Okay, so data encryption, and encryption means converting the data. Suppose my data, my name is getting converted into some ASCII or some secret number. So this is encryption, and getting the data back is a decryption. So this is encryption, and coming the data back in the same format, original format, that is called decryption. Clear everyone? तो क्या काम करती है ये प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर? प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर is responsible for data formatting, data compression, and data encryption and decryption. Is that clear everyone? Okay. So when an application layer like HTTPS, okay, so when you use website, रुको हरिओम, so when you use a website like HTTPS, so HTTPS send the raw data to which layer? Presentation layer, and then the layer is going to send the data further to other layers by compression. So suppose you are using a website here, HTTPS. So the website is sending the data to the presentation layer, And presentation layer is going to decide the format, compression, decompression, encryption. And then we are going to further send the data further to another layer. Okay, so the data moves to it. I'll take your questions after this layer, session layer. Okay, the third layer is session layer. Okay, so the session layer. So what session layer is doing? Create and build a session between sender and receiver. Create and build. Create and maintain session between sender and receiver. Who is sender in my case, in my example? My PC. So he is sender. Who is receiver? My data server is receiver. Yes, everyone. Okay. So create and maintain sessions between sender and receiver. Clear? All good. Okay, so create and maintain, and this layer also responsible for terminate the session also, because जो बनाता है वही बिगाड़ता है, पुरानी कहावत, right? So create and maintain session. Also, this layer is terminate a session when both terminate session when both sender when both sender and receiver terminate session when both sender and receiver they know receiver do not want to communicate further. Okay, do not want to communicate further. Terminate session when both sender and receiver do not communicate. So when they stop communicating or sending data to each other, we will be going to terminate the connection also. Okay, so three main functions, like we will be like there are three main functions: create and maintain the sessions, okay, and create the session and maintain the session. क्या तीन काम कर रही है यहाँ पे? What three things session layer is doing? Create, maintain and terminate. Okay, create, maintain and terminate the sessions between sender and receivers. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, exercise time. थक गए. Okay, great. So let's take the doubts. Raise hand in the video. I'll unmute you. Yes, one by one. Yes, Arun, tell me, what's your doubt?
Sir, my doubt is about you told about decompression and compression of data. Am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
Yes, sir. So, sir, how does it go? How to compress or decompress the data?
So basically, when you send a data that comes in raw format. So suppose you got a picture or image, maybe that is a raw image. And when you convert into JPG, so what is JPG basically? It degrade the quality of the picture.
Okay.
Okay, so that my data will reduce the size of the image.
Okay.
Right? So what is actually happening? Okay, so let me show you. For example, okay, so suppose you go to any website like Compress Now. Okay, so I'm just giving an example. Okay, so when you upload any picture, suppose there is a picture here. Okay, so this is my students only. Okay, so let's consider this image only. This is you guys only. Okay, so currently this is around 3.8 GB, or not KB, sorry, 3751 KB. And now if you keep reducing the quality, you can see how much KB you want. Okay, so you can see what is happening here. We are reducing the size. This is what called data compress ho raha hai na?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is compression. You can see when it written here compress. Okay,
Yes.
so when you click this compress, the 4 MB approx 3.7 MB image can come down to 164 KB.
Yes.
Okay, and when you click here and you can download this image, this is the same format. Okay, but actually the data at the back side, ye back side pe kya hua hai? At the back side, the data is actually converted, right? So basically, and if you go to this layer, which is called presentation layer, okay, and if you read the Wikipedia page of this, okay, so there is a Wikipedia page of every layer. Okay, and if you go to this section, there are some kind of compressions at the back end. Okay, so like there is a structure here, abyss. So you can see extended binary coded decimal interchange code. Okay, or maybe my text is in a sky format. Okay, American Standard Code for Information Change. So this is like going to be very much in detail. Okay, so we are not going to be in that kind of thing. That's like, if you want, you can read all this. Okay, but my data is getting converted into different formats, and my compression, like there are different, like if you go to presentation layer, so all these are compression, so what we call protocols, or okay, so you can see multi-purpose internet mail extensions. Okay, so this is a format where email messages can send with the image, audio, video formats. So this is another format, XDR, external data representation. It allows data to transfer between different kind of computer system, means converting the data into zero and ones.
Okay.
ये बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा, मैं वही बता रहा हूँ कि like it's beyond CCNA, CCNP, all stuff. But yes, you can always read for extra knowledge. Okay,
Okay,
but
sir.
hardly
Thank you.
anyone is going to ask you, okay, tell me what is MIME or XDR, ASN. They just ask you what is session layer. Just tell them create, maintain, and terminate the session between sender and receiver is the work of session layer. And representation of data, okay, and for representation of data, for data formatting, data encryption, data compression, this is the work of
Presentation.
layer. Is that clear, everyone?
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Jishi Lal. Yes, tell me, Jishi. I can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself.
No, sir, I don't have any doubt. Sorry, sir.
Okay, you have raised the hand. Anyone? Okay, yeah, Vinash. Yeah, Vinash. So once I unmute, you
सर,
have to. Yeah, tell me.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जैसे हम मैं अगर नेट पे कोई मतलब जाता हूँ, जैसे कोई सर्च कर रहा हूँ मैं, ठीक है, तो इसमें मेरा मैक एड्रेस भी पिक्चर में आएगा या फिर डायरेक्टली मेरा मतलब जो आईपी एड्रेस है मेरा, वो भी पिक्चर में आएगा? मतलब मैं वाया स्विच से आगे सर्वर की तरफ जाऊंगा, राउटर की तरफ में.
Got it. So guys, he is asking like, is the MAC address is going to help us going to internet or not, or when we are going to further communicate? So definitely everything is connected to each other. Okay, so suppose you take a flight, okay, from Delhi to Toronto, okay, Canada. Okay, so consider Delhi and Toronto is your IP address. Okay, now flight is going to stay in Dubai and maybe in Abu Dhabi, and after that maybe it is going to like have a transit in maybe Switzerland, right? So all your stops, okay, what comes between source and destination, so all the stops, are you able to okay, let's take one more example, like you are going from Delhi to Bangalore, okay, railway, okay, so between Delhi to Bangalore you may go from different places, like Pune will also come, and maybe Lucknow will also come. Okay, so the destination, what is like source and destination will never change, right? Train will go from Delhi to Bangalore. Okay, so now the stations what are coming between this journey. Okay, so train is going from one station to another station, then going from another station to another station. So when it is going from one station to another station, like that, hop by hop, where we use MAC address in the network. I'll explain in more detail. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so let's continue. I think guys, let's take a 5 minutes break. What do you think? ले लेते हैं एक break, है ना? So let's take a 5 minutes break. We'll connect 10:40. Okay. Yeah, Stalin, we will cover, don't worry. I really don't want to give half knowledge. Don't worry. I'll give you the full complete information. Okay, so just 1 second. Okay, so let's go to the further layer, guys. We have to complete this OSI model today. Sorry if we stretch a little bit today. Okay, you can have your tea, you have your coffee, whatever you like. Okay. Because you will have Monday to Friday. And how many of you are interested to watch this 3 layers animated? Just raise hand. Okay, so we'll discuss this. Let's complete the remaining layers. Okay, and I'll show you some animated content also, so that you will be able to understand in a very effective way. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so transport layer, I'll take a separate class because transport is a big layer. Okay, but today we are going to just discuss about like overview of transport. Okay, so because transport, I can teach transport layer for 2 hours because it's that big. Okay, transport layer पर one एक पूरा class चला जाएगा. Okay, like there will be a separate class on transport, but let's try to understand transport layer. Okay, so this transport layer, okay, okay, so transport layer. So this is responsible for end-to-end delivery of data. So let's write here end-to-end delivery of data. End-to-end delivery of data. Okay. So end-to-end delivery of data. So this is, so why I'm highlighting all these lines green? Because at the time of interview, you have to remember these things. Okay. So if you go up, so what is the work of application layer? An interface between human and machines. Presentation layer, representation of the data. Session layer, create and maintain and terminate the sessions between sender and receiver. Okay. And transport layer, end-to-end delivery of data. Is this make sense, guys? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So in transport layer, we have segment, and also in segment layer, in transport layer, we have this number, which is called port number. Okay. So now you must be thinking, when transport layer divide the data into segment, divide the data into segments. Okay, divide the data into segments, and every segment have a port number. So there are 3 big categories. The first of all, according to RFC 65, just try to Google it when you guys are free. Okay, so this is just for extra knowledge. Maybe someday you need this. So this is the research paper. RFC, what is RFC? RFC stand, this is not in the syllabus. Okay, but I'm giving you maybe when you want to do some kind of like extra knowledge. RFC stand for request for comments. So all your research papers are called RFC. So all the research paper on internet has a RFC number, and the RFC for the port number is 6335. Okay, so 6335, this is the number, and the total number you have is 0 to 65,535. This is how many ports we have. So this is basically to the power of 16. Okay, to the power of 16 is 65,536. And if we start from 0, it will come till 535. Okay, 2 की power 16 है. Okay, this is called 16 bit. Okay, so this is called 16 bit. So from 0 to 1023, they are called well-known ports. Okay, so well-known ports are like we discuss about these numbers. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, so the first set is these numbers. So all these are well-known, like file transfer protocol. Okay, so now you must be thinking, this is FTP we discussed in application layer. Yes or no? How many of you have this question? So we discussed FTP in application. Then why this is in transport layer? Okay, so basically in application layer, FTP, SMTP, HTTPS, DNS, DHCP, they work on application layer. So their home is application layer. इनका घर कौन सा है? Application layer है. Okay, so their home is application layer, but when they are sending data, when we are sending data, we are using TCP. Okay, so they use TCP for transfer because this protocol used for data delivery. What is the tagline here? End-to-end delivery of data. Are you getting my point? So we are sending our data. So we are sending FTP data on the port number 20 and 21. So there is a protocol which is a secure shell, okay, for remotely access the devices. Okay, remotely access network devices. Okay, for remotely access we use secure shell. We use telnet is also called remotely access. Okay, SMTP is for email transfer. This is already, you know. DNS is for IP and names. And DHCP is automatically assign IP. But all these protocols, they are application layer protocols. They are application layer protocols, but they are using TCP port number. They are using TCP port numbers for data delivery. TCP port numbers for data delivery. How many of you able to understand this? Okay, so their home is basically, these are applications. Okay, so these are application layer protocols, but every protocol in internet, okay, let me tell you, there is a big protocol what we are going to learn. Okay, that is BGP, and this is basically very advanced protocol. All internet in this world is running on this protocol, which is border gateway protocol. All my internet is working on which protocol? All big companies like Airtel, okay, or AT&T, okay, Vodafone, all big ISP, they are having a lot of data. Okay, so all these big companies are actually maintaining the whole internet, right? A lot of companies. So these are called ISPs. Even ISPs sending their data with like all the ISPs are using one protocol, BGP, and it's an application layer protocol. It is also application layer protocol, but it also uses a transport layer for data delivery. Okay, are you able to understand now? So that is using port number 179, approx 179. Yeah. Okay, so we'll discuss about BGP is not the topic what we are learning. So like this is some extra knowledge I just shared with you. Okay, so do not get confused if you do not understand today. Okay, so that is just extra. Okay, so it means there are many protocols on internet. Okay, so there are many protocols, uses TCP and UDP for data delivery. Many protocol uses TCP and UDP for what? For data delivery. Okay, so there are many other ports also. Let me take that also. So there are a few other ones. Okay, so this is HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol for websites. And nowadays we use HTTPS. So the port number is 443. POP is Post Office Protocol, Post Office Protocol to receive emails. Okay, so and IMAP is Internet Message Access Protocol, Internet Messaging or Message Access Protocol. That is also using for, both are used for receiving emails. Okay, and HTTPS I have already written here. Okay, so these are also using TCP mostly. They are also using TCP. Okay, they are also using TCP. And I have shared this yesterday also, like who maintain the port number, IP addresses, which organization on internet uses or maintain the port numbers. Tell me. INA. Yeah, ICANN is the big organization. Okay, but if you go to IANA, okay, you go to Internet Assigned Number Authority, and you can see here somewhere protocol registries. Okay, you go to the protocol registries and see all these are protocols. Okay, so if you search here file FTP maybe. Yeah, so you can see FTP. So all these are basically research papers of every protocol. Okay, so you want to see HTTP, HTTPS. Okay, so you can see here a lot of information is here, but actually I would not recommend you to go detail, like go and check here because it's complex to understand. I would recommend you rather go for this like just write here well-known ports. Okay, and you will get a cheat sheet. Okay, search here well-known port cheat sheet. Okay, and you will see some websites like Packet Life, and they will give you a chart here that you can use. Okay, so these are the port numbers. Okay, and you do not have to learn everything, but if you see the main important ones, what we will be using on day to day. Just hold on. So what I'll do here, I'll add this import. Okay, so I've added in your notes. Okay, so we have added into your notes also. So you can see we can read about SSH. Okay, you can check for this HTTP 80. Okay, and we can use this NTP network time protocol. So you will not be able to understand everything here, because even from last 11 years, I'm not also. Obviously, it's very complex and it's not required, because maybe you do not have to remember the port number of World of Warcraft. Okay, or maybe there is a software like maybe TeamSpeak, or maybe one is like SIP or Yahoo Messenger. तो कहीं फालतू हैं. Okay, so there are few protocols which are actually some registered numbers. You do not have to remember. Okay, but the main protocols, what I have already written. So I have already shown you in your notes. Okay, so the main important ones are these: FTP, file transfer protocol, secure shell. Okay, port number 22, telnet, port number 23, SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol, port number 25, DNS 53, DHCP 68 and 69. I think this is wrong. Okay, I'll confirm. 67 and 68. I think this is wrong here. It's 67, 68. Okay. And TCP and UDP is used for data delivery, and HTTP, POP, IMAP, or HTTPS, these are also port numbers, and it is used by which layer? Transport layer. Because whenever you go with the help of transport layer, transport add a port number, add a port number, add source and destination port number, source and destination port number. Because every service has a port number. Okay, every service has a port number. That's why we use transport layer. So now we got the easy layers. Okay, so then we have network layer. So this layer is responsible for adding IP address. Okay, responsible for adding IP address detail, IP address information. Okay, so network layer, so basically add source IP address, destination IP address, okay, we add few other parameters also, we add, I think, some TTL value also, which we will discuss. Okay, and so basically network layer gives adding IP address, or we can call this logical IP, logical address. Okay, IP address is also called logical address. Remember this, okay? Because in some of the books it is written logical address, so don't get confused. Okay, and this layer is also responsible for the main thing, routing. And all your routers, which devices work on this layer? Routers. Okay, so this layer is responsible for adding IP address, and this layer is responsible for routing, and routers works on this layer. Okay, so I basically, there is a, remember we discussed TCP-IP. Okay, so when we started the topic here, so I told you TCP-IP. So TCP is transmission control protocol and IP is internet protocol. So your IP basically work under here. Okay, so your IP address or IP work on network layer, whether it is IP version 4 or IP version 6. There are two versions now, and IP stand for internet protocol. Internet protocol. So this is the work of network layer, guys. And we had a lot of information. Okay, like, so basically in data, so let's recall what we discussed. So till now, I told you like data is here. After that, what happens? Data is added like in data, we are going to add this source IP, source port number. Okay, S means source, okay, and destination port number. Okay, in this also, we will add IP address like source IP and destination IP. So basically, this is the complete packet. Okay, and in the transport layer, what we have? Data and source port number and destination port number, and this is called what? Segment. Okay, in segment we add another information. So this is the segment, right? Ye segment hai. This is segment. In segment we add another information, source IP, destination IP, and where this is called this is called network header or IP header. Okay, we will add more information very soon. Okay, there are a lot of other things like TTL value and all. Okay, so we'll discuss later on. But as of now, you can consider this is the complete packet. Okay. Also, after that, we have this layer, which is data link layer, layer number 2, data link layer. Okay, so data link layer has 2 different sub layers. इसके अंदर 2 आती हैं अब. Okay, so in data link layer, we got 2 layers also. So one is LLC, logical link control, and one is called MAC. Okay, that is called MAC, which is MAC address, media access control. Okay. Okay, great. So logical link control, what is the responsibility of logical link control? So basically it gives so whatever packet is coming now, so this packet will be transferred to MAC address with the help of this LLC, or you can say provide connectivity with the network layer. Okay, what we say here, LLC is responsible for provide connectivity between network layer. Okay, provide connectivity with the network layer, and this layer is also responsible for this what we call FCS, cyclic redundancy check and all. So there are some what we call error checking methods. Okay, तो इसके अंदर कुछ error checking method होते हैं. हरिओम, नींद आ रही है? हाँ ठीक है, लग तो रहा है तेरी आंखें देख के. Okay, so we will be having one FCS, which is called frame check sequence. Okay, and there is, we will discuss about these things, and these are basically error checking methods. Okay, like when you forward a data, like you got some errors, so that is checked by this frame check sequence. Okay, and cyclic redundancy check, CRC, cyclic redundancy check. Okay, cyclic redundancy check. Okay, and MAC address basically add the MAC address detail. Okay, so MAC address adds source and destination MAC address. मतलब जो MAC address वाला काम है ना, so the MAC information will be added by this layer, which is MAC layer. Okay, so which is media access control. Okay, add source and destination MAC address, but there is one another layer which is LLC and MAC. Okay, so there are 2 layers. So these layers are called sub layers. LLC and MAC are sub layers. Means they are small parts of data link layer. Okay, where LLC encapsulate the packet and forward this to the MAC layer. Okay, so ye wrap karke na, so the packet will be sent. So who send this packet to this MAC address layer? LLC. So packet will send to LLC, and then LLC forward the packet to MAC, and then MAC layer is going to add the source and destination MAC address. Yes, clear everyone? I know this is little bit complex here. Complexity थोड़ी सी बढ़ गई है यहाँ पे. Okay, but don't worry, it's just a part of our content. Okay. So if you see the complete frame, how it looks, कैसा दिखता है ये? Okay, so if I show you, it is not syncing maybe. Okay, I'll check it out. Not this one. So how should I add? Just I'm looking the options. Okay. So in the last, like all your data is going to convert into 0 and 1, and MAC address is basically your 48-bit address. Okay, so it's a 48-bit big address, and it is represented in hexadecimal. Okay, we will discuss all these details also. Okay, and all your data is going to convert then into, and how you guys can check your MAC address? You can go to ipconfig/all. LLC, please explain. LLC का मतलब यार यही है, logical link control, provide connectivity with the network layer. So means packet information will go to LLC, and LLC give this information to MAC, because MAC does not have functionality to understand the packet. Are you getting my point? तो MAC को नहीं पता है कि कैसे मुझे MAC address लगाना है. So packet will send to LLC, and then LLC is going to send the packet to MAC layer for like adding the MAC address. Okay. And how do you check your MAC address in Windows? You can type this command, guys, ipconfig/all. Okay, check MAC address. Or there is another command, get MAC. Okay, so these are Windows command. Okay, so if you are using a Linux machine, you can use ifconfig. Okay, for Linux users or Mac users, you can type ifconfig. Okay, so where both the commands will show you the MAC address. I'll show you also. Okay, and there are so everything is going to convert into bits, and that all your like basically all your cable work under physical layer. Okay. So anybody has a doubt? Yes, Shekhar. Yeah, Shekhar.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Are we missing anything in data link layer? As I heard about hope to hope or node to node concept.
What you are talking about?
Hope to hope and or node to node, as it is checking error concept for.
Yeah, that is basically like, if you guys want to read that. Okay, let me tell you one thing. Like we are not learning data communication. Okay, so there is a concept, like you can go to Amazon and go for this book, Data Communication, okay, and Networking by Frozen. So this is a subject in what we call engineering in India. Okay, so this is a book called Frozen kahan hai? Data Communication and Networking. So here you will get to know a lot of chapters where it will show you what are parity bits, what is this parity error methods. Okay, so we do not have to go in that detail according to our content. Okay, but there are some methods, like how when you transfer data, all data goes in which format? 0 and 1, right? So when we forward data in 0 and 1 on the cable, so sometime cable gets some issue, maybe fiber cable gets damaged and all. and there could we get some errors in the cable, and due to some cable damage, we get some errors, and those errors are called parity bit error, okay, or parity something. So there are error detection methods. So basically, this is all content what you are talking is a part of data communication, not this is CCNA, CCNP. Okay, so if anybody wants to go for it, like it's not required, trust me, but still if you want to go for it, okay, so this is more important if you want to become a network programmer. Okay, so network programmer is basically people who write the software code inside router and switches, or who develop codes. Okay, so you can go for this network programming. So there are a lot of network programming books also. Okay, so like you can see here, Unix network programming and all. So this is going to be in that direction. Okay, I'm just giving you honest opinion because I spent a lot of time in learning these concepts. Okay, because I learned my basics in, like, definitely if you really want to learn very much in detail, a lot of detail, more than what you will be asked in big interviews. Even Cisco, Juniper will not ask you that kind of things. But still, if you want to go in detail, then I would recommend you all to go for this book, TCP-IP Illustrated. Okay, so this is volume 1. Okay, after that, you have to go for volume 2. Okay, so there are 2 volumes, volume 1 and 2. And this is how you are going to create the base of TCP-IP if you really want to crack. So you can invest in these books. Okay, if you love to read hard copies, try to get the volume 1 first, and then you can spend in volume 2. Okay. So hardly it is okay. It's very costly here but it's I know that how it's easily available on internet, right? I know how you will be able to capture. Okay. Okay. So try to read this, but it is so in depth. Trust me, this is in much detail. And this is how you will be able to get to know more about TCP, because the more TCP you know, the more knowledge you will be having in this domain. Okay. But I would recommend you to focus, because you guys have specific time, like 4 to 5 months for my CCNA, CCNP. And after that, you will have 30, 50 years after this batch. Okay. Keep reading TCP IP books after that. But when you are in my batch, I want you to focus on my content. Okay. Rather than looking for different places. Okay. Are you getting my point? Okay. Focus on what I'm delivering. This is what is expected. Anybody has a doubt, they can raise hand in the video. And those who are camera shy, try to self-record yourself for 1 or 2 days. Gain some confidence. Yeah, anybody has a doubt? Okay, Pavan. Yeah, Mohammed. Yeah, Pavan, tell me. Yes, yes.
Sir, what exactly is the port number, sir? Like if you see IP address, it is the address of a device. So what is this IP port number? For what is the port number belongs to which one?
So basically, every service has a identity. Like you have a passport number. If you go America, they will identify you are from India. You have your ID proof, right? The same way, what kind of service you are using on internet. Internet is a big, like lot of, just understand it's a big lot of traffic on internet. How they will understand this is your Pavan packet. Okay, and what kind of service is going on inside the Pavan packet, right? So when you say I want to go to google.com, so you are asking that I am looking for website. So how internet understand this is a website packet? By looking at the port number 443, it means Pavan is going to google.com website. Okay. When you say I want to access the DNS, then the port number will be 53, because now Pavan is requesting for not website. Now he is requesting for DNS. Okay. So port number is basically identification of service. Port number is equal to identification of internet service, what kind of internet service you are asking, okay, or using. Okay, so let me show you something. Just hold on. TC. Okay, let's start from application, because I told you like we will learn something. Okay, just hold on. Okay, so let's start the animation content. It's recorded in Hindi earlier, but now I will show you and translate it in English, and it will be recorded for forever now. Okay, so let me open the first link. Okay, so here you go. Okay, hello everyone. So basically, what is this OSI model? We discussed it till now. Okay, so OSI model has around 7 layers. Okay, from top to bottom: application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical layer. And so you can see there are a lot of devices on internet, like laptop, router, switches, okay, and PCs. Okay, so these all devices, like they are part of networking, and OSI's model stand for Open System Interconnection. Okay, Open System Interconnection. So we are going to take some examples here. Okay, so let's understand. Okay, so you are sitting in your home right now. Okay, and you may be going to connected with your broadband router. Okay, and now you want to access internet, right? So you connected with your Wi-Fi or broadband router, and now you go to your laptop and say, like, I want to go to google.com. Okay, so after that, like many devices are on internet, right? So basically you forward your data. Okay, so Google is basically how Google is connected. So Google is connected with maybe a server. Okay, so Google is basically a server, kind of. Lot of servers are in Google, and these servers are connected with some switches, and Google is also connected to Google router. Okay, so this router is basically everywhere on internet. Okay, so everywhere means at your home, at Google office, on the internet, everywhere means internet is all about routers. Okay, because a lot of companies are using routers, and this is how we make this internet. And internet is network of networks, because a lot of devices are connected on internet. So basically everywhere you see routers connect with switches, and then switches connect with laptops or computers or maybe printers. Okay, so again, let's take an example. When you type google.com or maybe you type facebook.com, okay, so you just say that I am the source, because you are the source and you are going with the destination. Okay, so you can, how you go to somewhere, like you can use a train, you can use a bus, you can take a plane, right? This is how we go in real world today. Okay, but when we talk about internet, okay, so we forward our data in the form of packets, in the form of data, right? So what we want my computer to send data to destination, right? Send data to destination. And this is why I say, like, when I forward my data, okay, so my computer will send data to routers, then routers will go to servers. Means this is basically what we call packet flow, right? On internet, all the users nowadays, they keep texting each other, they keep sending messages to each other. And this is a part of network, because all the people in the world today, they are connected to somehow routers somewhere, right? So this is just a basic video OSI model. And let's talk about now furthermore, because I want to cover it. Next 10 minutes, you will get to know. Now the things are getting, actually, I hope I'm doing it live because I don't know what I have said in Hindi. So, okay. So this is the second part. I think this is all about ping. Okay. So ping is, what is this ping? So ping is a tool where we can verify whether the other computer is connected to me or not. Okay. तो मुझे इससे पता चलता है. From this tool ping, we will be able to understand whether the other device is connected to me or not. And suppose you type google.com. If Google is sending you reply back, it means you are connected to Google. So by default, we send 4 packets and we get 4 replies in back. And when we get 4 replies back, that means ping is successful. Okay, it means I'm connected to that server. I'm connected to google.com. Okay, so normally, so basically, as I mentioned, OSI is a reference model. Okay, from here now OSI models start, and there is no real-time use of OSI model. This is just a reference model. Okay, so the same way how you are going from switch to router to internet or maybe to google.com. Okay, so in real world we use a TCP-IP as I mentioned, and we have 5 layers: physical, data, network, transport, and application layer. Okay, and so in TCP-IP, updated TCP-IP, we have around 4 layers. Okay, original has 4 layers. Now TCP-IP updated has 5 layers. This I was talking about. So this is the TCP original, and now this 4 layers became 5 layers because now network interface again converted into data and physical. Okay, so this is what we learned, the latest one, TCP-IP updated. Okay, so in TCP-IP updated, we got 5 layers. Okay, so what is protocol? As I mentioned, protocol is a set of rules on internet, and we are going to follow those internet rules. Okay, and if we talk about how the data is going, so when we are getting the data from top to bottom or bottom to top, so these processes are called what? As already like discussed this. So when we are going from top to bottom or bottom to top, okay, we need to remember these layers first. And to remember these layers, this is the acronym here. All people seem to need data processing if you want to remember the OSI model. But this is just for kids, those who are not able to understand. Okay. So actually we created some parts here. So maybe actually in live classes, you are getting much content. So that's why you feel maybe this is just a lot of basic video. Okay. So we'll discuss about TTL value also. So what I'll do, actually, I have to arrange a video again because I do not know like from where we will start the application layer. So yeah, so from here we start the application layer. Okay, so as I mentioned, all your applications, okay, work under application layer. Lot of millions of applications are there and they work on application layer. Okay, application means software basically. Okay, so like you are using maybe, so this layer is basically used to provide service for applications. Okay, and like you go from Google Chrome, Firefox, or you use a chat software like Skype. Okay, so all these software work under application layer. So after that we have presentation layer, and presentation layer means how the data is going to represent. Like we give presentation sometimes, right? Like if I take a presentation in college, so maybe I say, hi, this is the presentation slide, right? PPT slide, something. So how I am representing the data. Okay, so basically all my data is going to show some kind of format, and this is the work of presentation layer. Okay, that it decides the format of data, it decides compression, decompression, lot of things. Okay, so then we have session layer. In the session layer, like when you go to any website, so session is basically provide a time frame. Okay, so suppose you open any bank website, like maybe HDFC or maybe like HSBC or HDFC bank. So if you do not do anything on a bank website, automatically it gets log out, because you remember in session layer we create session, maintain session, and also we terminate the sessions. Okay. So when you go to any bank website, and if you do not do anything for 5 minutes, what will happen? The website will say session timeout and try again. Right? I'm sure this happened with a lot of you, because there is a website, and in website there is a session which is going on, and the session is actually has a timer. Okay, so when you log in into any website, when you put your username, password, so when you enter the login, so your login or when you log out from the system, that is also done by session layer. So when you go to any company website, log in, log out, all these things are done by session layers. Because when you are not able to log in, it will give you error, authentication error, password mismatch, and it prevents security violation by providing some time frame. Because if we have 5 minutes, we have to do the transaction and all. If we do not do anything, the bank is going to log out from the system. Okay, so session is basically creating the time frame. Okay, that you have only 2 minutes to log in into the system. Okay, so this is all about the first 3 layers. I think we got the last one here. Yeah, after that we have transport layer, and transport layer is basically means that I want to transport the data from one location to another. Okay, so source to destination basically, right? I'm sending the data from source to destination, and I forward the data, and then I take another data, and then again I send. So consider this is my source and I'm forwarding the data. Okay, so now after going further, you have two options that I want to send my data with the TCP or UDP. Okay, तो जब भी आपको इंटरनेट पे जाना है, when you forward your data on internet, so it is your decision or internet decision whether I have to take the right turn or left turn. So when I'm going with UDP, I'll take UDP. For like live streaming, I'll use UDP. Okay, when I am taking the live class right now, okay, so all these things are going in the UDP, because all your live streaming, everything we do in UDP. Is that clear, everyone? Yeah. And we go further, like we watch some cricket matches, we do some streaming. All these things are done by UDP, user datagram protocol, and you reach to the destination. And now let's see. So when we go with TCP, like websites, like news website, okay, or maybe you go further and you see some another kind of websites. Okay, so there you reach the destination with the TCP. Means all your websites, everything works on TCP, FTP, SMTP, okay, and your telnet. So we have discussed many applications. They use TCP, and some live streaming applications uses UDP. So after that, we have network layer. In the network layer, we have again source IP address and the destination IP address, and router works on this layer also. Okay. So like so this network layer basically add source IP address and destination IP address on every packet. So when this layer gets any packet, this layer add a tag. Okay, this is source IP, this is destination IP, and we forward that information to this layer, which is going to be called data link layer. Okay, तो मतलब ये layer का क्या काम है? स्टैंप लगाना है. Adding IP address to the segment is the work of network layer. Okay, so this is it. After that, like segment, as you know, so after that we have this information called frame. So this is the same example I've given you. So we get segment. After that, this segment will get a wrap. This segment will covered by one packet, and after that, this packet will be covered with another envelope that is called frame. And inside this frame, we add a source MAC address, and also we add the destination MAC address. Okay. So we add both a source MAC address and destination MAC address. And this is, we convert this frame into 0-1 format. And this is how we forward the data to internet. Okay. I hope you really loved the content. Yeah. Boring? पहली बार तो वैसे ही मॉडल समझ आया, खुश तो हो जो। Yeah. So it's just a start because there are a lot of topics which we will be going to cover. Because when the 01 get converted, now understand, okay, last thing I want to tell you here. Okay, so when we started the topic, I told you the real example, okay, that we are going from PC to server, right? So remember everything we discussed regarding encapsulation. Okay, we forwarded the data from here to here to here, and all the data converted into 01. And now this 01 is converted into signals, and it reached the destination because there are a lot of devices on internet, and we forwarded the data to Cisco website. So when all these 01 received by Cisco router, and then 01 will convert into frame. Okay, then we will open the frame, we will get packet, we will match the IP address. Okay, it is my Cisco, then I'll accept. Then I'll open, this is I am asking, looking okay. The computer asking me for port number 443 for website. Okay, so even Google will or Cisco will come to know that client is requesting for 443, and from his application he is going to give me the data, and again the process will come back and it will show me the data on this laptop. Okay, so it means we forward the data. Okay, so this is encapsulation. Okay, when the data received by a server, okay, so the data 01 will convert into frame. We will check the MAC address, then it will forward to packet. We will compare, we will check the IP address, and then we will check the port number, and then we send this to the application layer or to the software, whatever application we are using, like web browser or something. Okay, so this is basically the task. This is how the internet actually, this is just an overview how internet work, how every layer add his information, and this is how we will be able to go to Cisco or any kind of website. Yeah, guys, how many stars you want to give me out of 5? 5, 10 भी दे रहे हैं. Thanks. Rakesh, all good? You guys can unmute yourself if you want to say something, yes or no. All good?
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Nice way
yes,
of
sir. Very nice.
Okay, okay, okay.
Nice, sir.
Good, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Any
sir.
questions?
Good.
So we will be,
Excellent, sir.
I'll be adding a small quiz. Okay, and you definitely, okay, let me ask you where we have packets.
Packet on.
Network layer.
Network layer.
Network layer. Okay, so where we have frames.
Data link layer.
Okay, great. Where we have MAC address.
Layer 2.
MAC address.
Data link.
Physical layer. Physical layer.
Data link.
Data link.
Data link.
Where we have port numbers.
Transport TCP. Transport layer.
Transport layer.
Layer.
And where we have which layer responsible for create, maintain, and
Session.
terminate.
Session layer.
Okay, which layer is responsible for delivery of data?
Transport layer.
Transport layer.
Transport layer. TCP. Transport
No,
layer. Transport layer.
Transport layer. TCP is basically part of transport. UDP is also part of transport. Transport is like a company who gives 2 trucks. Okay, so
TCP
whether you want to, समझ रहे हो? So consider transport layer is a agency. Okay, agency that you want to go with the TCP or UDP, and that agency has a 2 type of trucks. That if you want to go with the TCP or you want to go with the UDP, that's your choice. The same example I have shared in the animated series. Okay, so the videos are in Hindi. If you understand Hindi, go to YouTube channel and look for OSI animation. Okay, type in the networking. So or maybe I will forward some links so that you can watch those. Okay.
Sir, we are not able to download your notes. Is it downloadable or just we need to?
No,
read
I'll
from,
share. No, no, no. I'll share my notes. Okay, don't worry. So
No,
what
your
I'll
notes
do?
are there. Your notes
Yeah,
are
yeah.
there, but we are not able to store it locally or download it.
No, no, no. I'll share. This is what I'm saying. Initially, I'm going to create this notes for you. Basically, this is I'm using application Craft. Okay, I'll be creating this new document for you guys. CCNA, CCNP, this batch. Okay. And here I'm going to add your PDFs, what we discussed. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
And Atul, when are we going to get that noisy added?
This week, everything you will be getting. Lab access or learn portal access means everything you will be getting.
Great.
Okay. Even that resume link also. Because today is Sunday. I committed to Rakesh, but I forgot, oh man, today is Sunday. So I'll ask my team to send tomorrow. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
You're not enough to pass CCNA exam.
How to pass CCNA exam?
Is your note and
My notes are even enough to crack Juniper and Cisco, not certification. Okay, so definitely certification is not a big deal. So if you feel like somebody, like you are getting the best notes than me, you can refer those things also. I'm not saying just read my notes. I'm just saying focus on the topics what I'm delivering. Okay, so stick to that topic. If I'm teaching OSI model, so stick to that OSI model. Do not just go in some another world. Okay, because the more you distract, the more or the less you remember the things. Simple is that, right?
तो आप जितना पढ़ाओगे, आप जितना पढ़ाओगे उतना काफी है सर्टिफिकेशन क्रैक करने के लिए, या एडिशनल रीडिंग करना पड़ेगा?
नहीं, I would recommend, see, reading is always the best thing, bro. Okay, reading is something which will actually help you to understand the technical vocabulary. Okay, so maybe I'm here to tell you that this is the concept. I'm best to teach you the concept. If you remember the concept, now you can read any book. You will feel like OSI model is super easy. Trust me. अब आप जाके कोई भी चैप्टर पढ़ लो किसी भी बुक में OSI मॉडल के, आपको समझ आ जाएगा. Right? Because I am a teacher. I can give you direction. Okay, where what is the concept of OSI model? Now, definitely read books, but if your concepts are not good, books are going to be complex for you. आपको मुश्किल लगेंगी books पढ़ना. But when you learn the topic, go and read the chapter OSI model. You will feel like, yes, I got to know this chapter now. It's super easy now. Okay, I would recommend you to read Cisco book. Okay, and maybe I'll share a link with you. You guys can download CCNA book. Okay, and you can refer that book also. Okay, but the language is.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have the doubt about the port numbers.
Yeah, tell me.
The port numbers you have talked about nearly 65,000. So is it the same you have talked about the 48 port number switches, 24 port number switches?
No. So basically those are physical ports. Okay. उसको हम इंडिया में पोर्ट कहते हैं, बस उसको वैसे. So actually they are not port, they are called interfaces. Okay. So but in India language we call this, or in many countries we call this port. Okay, because we have USB port also. So whenever we see there is a hole, we call this port. Okay. So in a laptop. Okay, so whether it is a RJ45 port, or we call this a console port, or USB port, HDMI port, that's why it is called port. But here we are talking about port number. That is a identification. That is a software thing. Port number is a software thing, and port is a hardware thing. Okay, because port number 21, this is a hardware. No, it is a software which has given a number to FTP 21. Make sense?
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Sir, one more question, sir.
Yeah.
हाँ sir. Sir, actually क्या मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, in transport layer, when it divide in segment na, in every segment it's get a port number. All port number are same, or different segment number, different port number?
Every segment will have destination port will be same, because all packets are going to google.com. Suppose you download a data, or suppose you go listening music on iTunes, or maybe this what we call any application. Okay. Or so when you are okay listening music on YouTube, so you will not send one packet to YouTube, right? You will send maybe 20 packets, 30 packets to YouTube, and all packets what you are sending to YouTube, all the packets will have a destination port number 443. Okay. And when you are sending multiple packets, so maybe the source is going to be different, because every session has a port number. Okay. So go to your laptop and run this command. Okay. So go to your laptop, Windows, okay, or whatever. So you use this command netstat, and you can see what it is showing you. This is my computer. Okay, so and what do you see here, guys? Every time you see IP address and there is a different port number, and this port is actually, this is a connection table basically. This is called connection table. Which table? Connection table.
Connection table.
Okay, so do you see all the connections are established, right? So basically this is my computer IP, and this is a port number 51807. And the destination port is HTTPS. Okay. So in another session 1.9, I got another port number, and this is connected to my another server. Right? Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to google.com. I have a connection with google.com with 51568 port number. But can you see on the destination side, mostly every time I can see there is a same HTTPS, because most of the time we access websites, and when we are accessing website, every time I will have the destination port HTTPS 443. Okay, and I also told you to check IP config. Okay, I'm using a Linux kind of machine, MacBook. So if config, so here it will show me the MAC address is all these detail. Okay, so you can see here it is giving me somewhere. Yeah.
Sir, I have another doubt about port number.
Tell me.
Once the connection has been established on the same port number, so for example, let's say we are making the session for the half an hour. So till half an hour, it will send the port number again and again with that frame with the data.
No. So basically, one thing, you have a connection table. Okay, like I have a connection table 51807 with the google.com, and now every time I am sending a packet, I'm using the same port number because session is maintained, na?
Yeah.
Okay, तो ऐसे तो फिर बहुत सारे पैकेट हो जाएंगे, right? Means every time I have to create a connection table. Okay.
Clear, sir.
Sir,
Thank you.
Yeah, sir. What about that unknown port number? So unknown port number, actually, we need to define our side, or it's all according to the application.
So unknown is basically there are 3 port numbers. I told you well known. Okay, then we have registered, and then we have dynamic ports. There is no unknown port numbers. Where you have seen unknown port numbers?
No, that is difference of known port number. Known port number,
okay,
that is the FTP 21 DNS.
So basically we have 3 type of port numbers. Normally the most important port numbers are called well known. Okay. After that we have this registered port. Suppose you created your own application like Zoom. आपने खुद का कंपनी में Zoom बना लिया, right? So now Zoom kind of software or WebEx kind of software, they also uses a port number. Because online meeting is also going on some port number, right? Right? Or maybe you created a game. Okay, maybe that game, what is in popular in India? कौन सी थी वो? PUBG. PUBG sabji. So any game, so any game you developed, and that game is also going to use a port number, like Call of Duty, or maybe the game like Counter Strike and all.
Counter Strike.
Yeah, that is my favorite. So that game is actually using a port number also. Okay, so these ports number you can buy from which organization? IANA. Okay, you can go to INA and register for that. I want to register this port number, and they will give you some port number by taking some charge and all. And after that, there are dynamic ports, because I've shown you my computer is maintaining a data table, connection table, and my computer is creating the connection with some dynamic port. And that range is more than 50. Can you see that range is 491522655565?
Yes.
Right. So it means every time my computer is making connection, it is all more than 49,000 number. Can you see that?
Yes, yes.
So these ports are which ports? Dynamic ports that are generated by my computer. मेरा computer भी एक port number लगा के भेजेगा ना. My computer is going to add a source port number that is dynamic port. Okay. So registered port is basically if you have a company or you want to register a port number, you can buy this port number from INA and all. And well-known ports are already like big table is there. You can search for well-known ports, PDF or cheat sheet. Okay, you will get to know these are the first 1,000 ports, most important, where like already some applications are using most popular port numbers like FTP 2021, DNS is using 53. Okay, so like so port numbers, and this is also we are going to add here.
Sir, are these port numbers are getting increasing day by day?
So basically, if see, we have a lot of ports. Okay, so maybe if port number will be, suppose in future, suppose we do not have the limit now. So maybe we will have another version, maybe TCP version, or maybe the port number will be different. Okay, so it
Like
definitely like IP version 4 got almost completed, and then we have IPv6 that is like far bigger than TCP, sorry, normal IPv4.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, one is regarding the portal, sir. I logged into the portal, and is there anywhere in the portal where your day-to-day for this batch, right? You would have curriculum that you have framed, right? Day one, what you're going to cover.
Yeah. Stalin, that is learn.nwkings.com.
Okay, for this CCNA and CCNP, do we have a kind of thing where we can see what you're going to cover this week, next week, all that? I just want to know.
See that you can ask me in live classes, right? You are not watching videos.
Yeah.
Okay, you can ask me what will be the next topic for class. So the next topic will be IP addressing and subnetting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. One more question, sir. My last question. That is when it comes to the packet flow, right? When it comes to corporate network, the computer is connected to switch. But when it comes to home network, a computer is directly connected to the router. So the main packet flow between the two, right? So
so basically yeah, got it, your question. So basically the device we have in our home is not router. All the ISP providers are saying this is a router. Basically that is a combination of router, switch, wireless. That is basically a device which is called ADSL kind of device. Okay. So that device is capable of doing routing, little bit of switching. Okay. So basically when we are in corporate network, we have a dedicated switch. Okay. But in our home devices, like the same device is connected to ISP. Okay. And that is like a very low quality product, basically, if I say. Okay. That is not capable of handling too much bandwidth or not able to handle a lot of users. Try to just ask 10 of your friends to come and visit your place and connect to the same Wi-Fi. Then let me know what speed you guys are getting.
Switch?
Sir?
Yeah, Vinod?
Can this be called as an L3 switch, the home router?
No. That is ADSL, basically. Asymmetric Digital Subscriber Line Device. ADSL or DSL. So it's a combination of modem, because your nowadays fiber cable is terminating in the modem, right?
Yeah.
So first thing, fiber is which type of signal we send in fiber? Light?
Light.
So it is basically called in networking, it is called optical signal.
Yeah.
So first your and computer understand which signal?
Which?
Electrical.
Digital. Right? Guys,
Yeah.
mic off if you are not speaking. Arun, Athar, Shubham, Vinod, Stalin.
Sir,
Okay.
actually, I have a question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, just mute and let me answer this if you want to know. Okay. So your modem is basically the device you have in your home. तो वो क्या कर रहा है ना? So that is fiber cable is sending you signals in the form of light. Okay. And that signals are called optical signals. Which signals? Optical.
Optical signals.
And your computer understand which signal? Digital signal. So it means that device is also converting your optical signals into digital signal. Okay. So that is basically a device. You can call this kind of a modem kind of. Okay. Because these devices are converting signals into digital signals, right? Light signals into digital or something, right? So first work of broadband router is to convert the signals. Second, like it is also getting IP address and it is also helping you to go to internet. It means that has a router functionality also, right? Yes, because you can access internet, right? And also that same device has a switch functionality because it has a 4 ports at the back side where you can connect 3 or 4 computers. Okay, so these are special products made by China just for you so that you do not spend too much and we will get all the functionality like of creating the same environment we have in offices to access the internet. Because router, switch, modem or in companies, we do not use that product. So that means I need a product where in office convert my fiber cable to or optical signal to digital. So where we use a device called FT, like what we call that fiber termination box, FTB. Okay. And in companies we use a fiber cable को ना digital में convert करने के लिए FTB लगाते हैं. FTB file fiber transmission box something. Okay, fiber termination box. Or we use some chips. Okay, some kind of small chips inside my router that is called SFP. Small form pluggable adapter. So there are a lot of things. I would recommend you just hold on. We will be going to discuss all this stuff.
Interesting.
Okay.
Hello,
So,
sir. One question.
Yeah.
Are we going to discuss the TCP UDP comparison in detail in future classes, or can we?
Yeah, definitely. It's not a big deal. TCP पे 2.5 घंटे का extra class है.
Okay.
Yeah, as you told
Okay.
on
Like you said today, na, like this takes 2 pass, right? If one card.
Yeah. I'll take transport layer another class, which is going to be purely inside. Like you will be the person, or maybe some of you will be saying, "Oh man, it's going in too much detail."
Deeper dive.
Hello, sir.
ज़्यादा ही deep जा रहे हो आप.
Okay, that's fine. If we are going to discuss in future.
हाँ. Yeah.
Hello, sir. I have a doubt in port. What is the difference between default port and the port over SSL?
Default port or SSL means STTP or STTPS you are asking?
I'm asking about the IMAP, no? We have 2 ports is there, no? Default port and the port over SSL is there, no? But what is the difference?
So basically the difference is like you have STTP and STTPS. What's the difference? What do you know? STTP and STTPS?
STTPS is secure. And
the same way IMAP SSL is a secure and normal IMAP is not secure. Okay, so when you receive emails that can be hacked by someone. Okay, so that's why we got POP with security. Okay, post office protocol secure and IMAP secure and SMTP also secure. Nowadays every protocol is getting secured. Even FTP became SFTP, secure file transfer protocol. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, including source data link layer, including source MAC and destination MAC and checksum for checking integrity of data. What else we should add in data link layer, sir?
So in data link layer, we can add switch works on data link layer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And also in data link layer, like we have source MAC address, destination MAC address. You can talk about LLC, you can talk about a MAC, and you can define MAC further. Okay, like MAC is 48-bit, and inside MAC address there are two parts. One is OUI and vendor assign, which I'll cover. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And how many of you got when you guys took into, like, when you get into networkings? Have you guys watched network fundamental videos?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I watched.
Okay, so what I'll do, I'll give you 5 small videos, half an hour or 1 hour. Okay, so are you able to get time and complete those videos in Monday to Friday just for extra knowledge?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And the best thing, once you complete, you will get a certificate. Little, so those who are just a certificate free guys, okay, that's for you. थोड़ा लालच देना पड़ता है राकेश इनको, ठीक है? ठीक है. So I'll give you some course where, like, you will be able to understand some network fundamentals. The same class what we did, na? Earlier also I took some classes, but in some different way. Okay, maybe you feel like once you repeat multiple things, you will be able to understand more and more. Okay. क्लियर?
या
सर मेरा एक डाउट है.
हाँ बोलो.
सर ये पूछना था कि जो सोर्स पोर्ट के बारे में बोल रहे थे, तो सोर्स पोर्ट्स मतलब जो हम अगर मल्टीपल सेशन में ओपन करता हो क्रोम में, तो डिफरेंट सेशन के लिए अलग अलग पोर्ट रहेगा, वही सोर्स पोर्ट रहेगा, मतलब उसी को सोर्स पोर्ट बोलेंगे.
Yeah, source means like you are going because when you go and open different tabs in Google Chrome, it means you are creating different connections.
Okay.
हाँ. Okay.
सर और एक चीज, ये अपना जो मैक एड्रेस इसमें है, मतलब डेटा लिंक लेयर पे, तो वहां पे भी मेरा सोर्स आईपी, डेस्टिनेशन आईपी और मैक एड्रेस रहेगा, और उसके ऊपर वाला जो लेयर है, नेटवर्क लेयर, वहां पे सोर्स आईपी और डेस्टिनेशन आईपी रहेगा.
Correct.
तो
so
मतलब
simple is that transport layer add source port number, destination port number. Okay. Transport layer add source port number, destination port number. Network layer add source IP address, destination IP address. Or in data link layer add source MAC address and destination MAC address. That's it.
सीक्वेंस नंबर सर कहाँ पे आएगा फिर? ट्रांसपोर्ट
सीक्वेंस नंबर इन ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर.
अच्छा.
ओके. सीक्वेंस नंबर वो डिवाइड करेगा तो डेटा पे नंबर लगा रहे ना. सो सेगमेंटेशन एंड सीक्वेंसिंग इज अ पार्ट ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर. ओके.
Sir, I was asking in the chat, sir, do you remember the backend thing of the www.google, the actual sequence? So if you have time, will you be able to cover sometime?
So
in
what
the
do you
course,
think?
sir?
What do you think? What's your expectation? Tell me.
Let's say
Means what exactly you want to know? Like what is backend?
The actual sequence, sir. I have a bit of the actual sequence. The first thing.
Give me some idea, then I'll discuss. Na, give me some idea. What kind of thing you are expecting? What actual?
Yeah, that actual thing is, first I have heard that it will check the host file, then it will check the records. I'm really not clear about that complete thing, but the very first step, it starts the computer, right? It will check for the host.
Okay, the first thing computer. Yeah. Okay, let me tell you, the first thing computer check is the whether when you are saying google.com, okay, when you say google.com in your computer, you will check your computer cache memory, that Google IP address is in your computer or not. That is called computer के अंदर भी DNS record होता है. Computer has a DNS file. Okay, you can check with the command ipconfig/display DNS. Okay. Hello.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So this is a obviously, like, you will get to know like full flow. If you want to know, you have to actually understand everything. Okay, you need to understand the NAT also. Do you know NAT?
I know the basics, sir. I know the basics, not in depth.
But see, in my topology, like when we will be completing this, not this one, at least after 1 or 2 months, I'm just giving you like what you can expect from this batch. Okay.
So NAT is network address table, sir. Is it something?
Transport protocol. Yeah. Translation.
Translation protocol.
Okay, so let me show you something. Okay, so what you will be able to do so that you will actually get an idea. Okay, so this is the lab within 2 months. Okay, I'm not talking about the full batch. So within 1.5 or 2 months, okay, 2 months, let's take 2 months, you will be able to understand this entire network, how the packet flows, how the computer go from very below, okay, from here. Okay, so you can see here. Are you able to see? So how
Yes,
my
sir.
computer forward packet to switch, and how switch forward packet to layer 3 switch, and how layer 3 switch forward packet to router, and how router forward data to google.com.
So,
Okay,
sir,
and
the same network scenario, different network scenario, all that we can get an overview.
no,
What
not
happens?
overview. This is a complete lab of 3 hours. What we will be doing.
A detailed one.
So have you seen that movie Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Have you seen, how many of you have seen that Karate Kid movie?
Yeah.
For first initial days, the kid never come to know what teacher is going to teach me.
Correct.
Okay, so you guys are like that only right now for me. Once you actually just go through to the topic, so automatically you will feel amazed after some time. Oh man, I know this now. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, yeah.
थोड़ा टाइम दो यार मुझे भी, अपने आप को भी थोड़ा. What we call that, patience is the key to success. अभी तक भी तो 10-20 साल से मुझे नहीं कुछ ढूंढे थे ना, अभी आए हो. थोड़े से और रख लो पेशेंस.
Hello, sir. I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, can we take a look on port confliction?
Port means port numbers, or what you are asking?
See, sir, port number confliction.
Confliction means like what kind of thing you are asking?
Sir, port conflict, because I face this issue where I work on my job.
IP address conflict?
No, sir, port confliction, port number confliction.
Okay, port conflict हो रहा है kind of. Port
Yes,
conflict means maybe you are running a service on one port, and the same service you are running on the same port maybe.
Yes, sir. So what, in what scenario this kind of problems occurs?
So port, see, I think you are not able to ask me clearly what exactly you want. Okay, either you come up with the right question, or maybe, because I do not want to answer this in a air. Okay, like this is how it works. Okay, at least give me the right question. Okay, so if you get this problem in your office, go and discuss what actually the problem is, and then come to me again. Okay, is that fine?
Because sir, I have talked to SP. He told me that there is some port conflict problem, so you need to check at your end.
Okay, ये तो हर कोई को बोलेगा. ISP का काम ही यही है, बोलेगा तुम्हारा ही प्रॉब्लम है भाई. Okay. So this is how the internet works, man, in India. Okay, so when you call Airtel, they will say, oh, okay, it's not our issue, it's your issue only. Okay, so they are just telling you some port conflict कुछ होता ही नहीं है actually में. So basically maybe they are trying to say port is not blocked from our side. You have to check your own firewall, or maybe you have to check your own router. Okay.
So there is nothing like port confliction, right?
There is a port forwarding. There is a port forwarding. There is a port like there is a network address translation. Okay, port conflict bhi ho sakta hai. Okay, I'm not saying that maybe it would be there, but maybe in my language, maybe I'm saying that thing in a different way. Okay, हो सकता है मैं उसे कुछ और बोलता हूँ. Maybe you are asking port forwarding, but it's not port conflict.
Yes, I am well aware with port forwarding, sir.
Okay. So let me know if it is the right question again, and then we'll discuss. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Atul sir, I think the last बंदे ने जो पूछा था, he was asking about like, do you have any like animation video what we discussed today on OSI layer? Like if you type something on the browser and how the packet flows through all the layers. It has something animation video on that, like what you showed us, right?
I have to check, because we created a lot of videos, but they are very small, like because one video takes a lot of time to get converted into animation. So normally we have 4 to 5 minute videos. So you need to watch the series of animation content, okay, to get the understanding or to actually. So there is a video on internet. That's not mine. That's somewhere like I heard that is called packet. What do we call that? Packet world. Okay, just hold on. Yeah, this is the video. Okay, so this is very old video. You can check this video. This is very good. Like how the packet is going and all. You can relate few things like okay, so try to watch this video. You will able to understand. It's there is some good quality video like that. How a
Yeah,
packet.
this I have seen. But आज जो आपने दिखाया था ना, that is based on every layer, right?
हाँ
So
हाँ हाँ.
the guy was asking if you have like if one animation video which covering whole the layers starting to end,
नहीं,
like
वो
how
वैसे ही बनाया हुआ है हमने. Like we have created in such a way that one by one layer we can cover. So जो था मैंने वो दिखा दिया. But I'll look
okay, that's
forward
fine.
to yeah. I'll check it out. Maybe we have more content. Okay, because we created too many short videos. Keep checking the animation content on our channel. Okay.
All right.
Sir. Okay, guys. So I'm closing for the day.
Hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
तो सर टीसीपी फ्लैग्स क्या होते हैं?
टीसीपी फ्लैग होता है उसके अंदर जैसे आपने कनेक्शन को बंद करना है. ओके, यू वांट टू टर्मिनेट द कनेक्शन, सो यू विल सेंड ए रीसेट फ्लैग. ओके, सपोज यू वांट टू सेंड अर्जेंट डेटा, सो यू विल से अर्जेंट फ्लैग ऑन. ओके, दैट इज डन बाय एक्चुअली यार एक चीज मैं तुम्हें बताना चाहता हूं. यू नीड टू ट्रस्ट मी, देन ओनली वी आर गोइंग टू go further in this course, or just change your trainer, right? Obviously when you got to know about me or you have seen video, that's why you guys are here, right? I'm not saying Rajkumar to you only, I'm just talking about everyone. Okay, you need to trust the trainer, what he's teaching, stick to the topic. Okay, and don't worry, do not be like the normal Indians. Because what is like normal Indians कि भाई ये भी चाहिए, ये भी चाहिए, ये भी चाहिए, CCNA में CCI चाहिए. ठीक है, तो थोड़ा पेशेंस. Definitely those things will come up. Okay, I know that you have paid for the course, but it does not mean I'm talking continuously from last like 2.5 or more than that. I hope you are able to see my energy levels. Even at the starting of the class, even at the last of the class, I'm same, right? But thoda sa patience rakho. This is, I just wanted, because I do not want you to get, I am not the normal trainer, trust me. I have trained a lot of working professionals. Okay, but yes, it's good, you should always ask questions, but have some patience, because this is not a boot camp. I'm not going to teach you just for 3 days like in USA, UK. I'll take 3 days classes and see you, bye bye. Okay, we are going to be in this journey for next 4 months, 5 months, and you will become my best friends, don't worry. Okay, so you will be my friends, and also obviously we will have a good relationship together, so that you will be actually able to understand all the concepts. But initially I told you, like, we have to go slowly. You need to trust us. Okay, trust me, and I have to trust you also, right? Then only we will be able to get what exactly you joined this batch for. Results. रिजल्ट के लिए आए हो ना, या सिर्फ टॉपिक का बस टिक करना है कि ये ट्रेनर सारे पढ़ूंगा मैं तो इससे. Right? So you do not want that, right? Maintain Excel sheet. Okay, trainer has trained this, tick, tick, tick. So what if you do not understand? You maintain Excel sheet for me, for me. Okay, just keep telling me this is the content you have to deliver. This is not how I teach. Okay, so you can't force me to deliver the things what I do not want to deliver. Simple is that, right? I'll teach according to my way, whether it is my way or your way, right? There is a गाना भी था ना. चलो ठीक है, I am closing the class for today. Don't get offended. This is just I wanted to close the class, so that's why. I just put a bhashan in the last. Okay, bye bye.